Today I am going to be converting a water cooler into a waterer for my chickens. And what this is going to help with is in the summer, because it is insulated, it will keep the water cooler for them. I am using a Igloo cooler, 5 gallon, that I picked up on Marketplace for really inexpensively. And I am using a kit, which is right here. That kit right there is from Revolutionary Chicken, and it contains all the parts that I'm going to need to be able to make this cooler into an insulated waterer for my chickens. So one of the things that isn't included in the kit is a 1/2 inch drill bit and a drill, obviously. So you're going to need that to get this put together. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to measure from the bottom of the cooler, you're going to measure up 3 inches. And you're going to put 3 dots or marks around, evenly spaced around your cooler. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to drill a hole through the cooler with this 1/2 inch drill bit, because then we're going to have to put these in there. So always wear safety protection. And when you do this, you're going to press nicely, and you're going to slowly start and drill through. Now, what I did was I had this put together between 2 cinder blocks, and it still moved, so I'm going to push it a little bit tighter together. Now I'm going to clean it off. Now I have this hole, and what it did is it went through all the way through, and there is insulation in here, so you can see it when you drill through. So now I have one of my holes, and now I'm going to do the second one. So I'm going to move this over and get to my second hole. Put my 2, and we're going to drill the second one now. And it will fight with you a little bit, so you don't want to go too fast. And as you're doing it, you want to make sure once you've done that, that you do have all of this little bit of plastic kind of removed from here, because any of these little pieces of plastic that are in here will make this leak. So actually I will go through here in a minute with probably with a file or something, but I'm going to drill the last one now. Once you've drilled your 3 holes into your cooler, you're going to take this white piece that comes with, and you are going to stick it through one of the holes on the inside. And you're going to push it all the way through. So it sticks out like this on the outside. Then what we're going to do is we do not want any part of this sticking past the top here. So we are going to, we're going to have to mark it, and then we're going to have to cut that off. Again, the easiest way to do this is to just take a sharp knife and cut through it. And it is very soft, it's very rubbery, so it should cut off nicely. And again, you just want to rub against it, make sure that nothing is off over the top, so it's very flat when you go across it. If you feel anything, you can just take your knife and come over it again and make sure that it's flat. So once you've cut those extender tubes to their length, you're going to pull them out one at a time from each hole that you're working on. So I've pulled this one out. The next thing I'm going to do is there are these rubber washers that come with the kit, and you're going to take one and you're going to put it on the white extender tube like that, And then you're also going to put one around the nipple right here like this. So once you've done that, you're going to take this silicone or silicone, however you would like to pronounce it. It's probably silicone. And you're going to open it, and then you're going to put the silicone around on both this washer that's going to be on the outside, and you're also going to put it on this washer, which is going to be on the inside. And you don't have to be skimpy about it. You don't want to be too skimpy about it. You want it to form a nice, good seal. Probably was a little skimpy over here. So I'm going to put a little bit more. And this is going to help prevent the leakage. So you want to make sure though that you don't get any of this silicone into the top or the whole part where the nipple part is, because if you do, then it's going to prevent it from being able to work. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take the cooler that we just have the holes drilled in, and we're going to insert this piece, which is the piece, we're going to insert it back through the hole that it came from, and we're going to make sure it comes all the way through, and we're going to make sure that it is where it's supposed to be on this side, and we're going to push it up in there, squish it in, and then we're going to take this one, this red nipple piece, and we're going to screw it into this white piece. So, and it will screw nicely into it. It should tighten up as you're going along. It's going to be kind of messy here because of the silicone, however. And we want it to get nice and tight. So I'm going to get it in there. And it looks like I'm going to have to press up against the inside a little bit while I'm doing this to keep it tightening up. So this is how it should look once you have it in there. I'm going to just straighten it out just a smidge. I'm just wiping a little bit of extra of the silicone from around it, and then I'm not going to do really anything on the inside. I'm just going to kind of leave it. I wiped it just a little bit, but I don't want to take off too much of the silicone, because if you take it off, then it's not going to form a seal, and then you're going to have leakage. Once you're done with that, you are going to do the other two, and then you are going to let it sit for about 10 hours before you fill it up with water so that the silicone can dry and form a nice seal. So in order to prevent any sort of a vacuum happening when the chickens are drinking water, we're going to drill a hole into the top and then a hole at the bottom of it here so that the air can kind of come through it. So you just want to use whatever size drill. It doesn't have to be a big one. And I'm just going to drill a hole. Okay, so that one's there. And then I'm just going to drill a hole into this part right here. And there we go. So now there's a hole here on the inside of the hood or the top, and then there's one here, and this will help so air can flow through so there won't be a vacuum when the chickens are drinking.